All right, so let's talk about assumable loans. So there's a lot of maybe misconception right now in the market around the availability of assumable loans, how difficult it is to get them. The good news is there are resources, there are databases where you can identify based on which properties are on the market, which one of those properties have assumable loans. The reason why this is important to new home buyers and to sellers is that for anyone that got in when the interest rates were rate where you're getting like 2.75, 3% interest. We're anticipating, and all the experts are saying, we're probably not going to see those rates again unless some catastrophic event, another pandemic or something else happens. So we don't want that, but we do want those lower interest rates. So the way that you can still secure those lower interest rates is by getting an assumable loan. And so typically what you're going to find is an assumable loan is a government-backed loan. So think FHA, think VA loans. So for example, if you had a seller who had an FHA loan and maybe they got their loan when the heat of the pandemic and their interest rate is 2.75. You as a new buyer can come in, purchase that house, assume that 2.75 loan, and be able to get into that mortgage for the same rate that the original seller had. So instead of right now in the recording of this video's interest rates are hovering about those mid sixes. So instead of you paying 6%, you're paying 2.75% over the life of the loan. That's not an introductory rate. That's not an adjustable rate or anything like that. That is the fixed rate for the loan. So you can see that's kind of a big deal. You're talking about saving thousands of dollars per month potentially on your monthly mortgage. And so that's why assumable loans are such a big deal. And I think sometimes folks downplay the significance of how much money you can actually save in getting a home this way. And so I think some of the other misconceptions about that is like, oh, there's not that many out there. Let me tell you, there are tons of FHA and VA home loans out there, and sellers that are open to or that currently have their home on the market that are FHA and VA loans. And so those are loans you still have to qualify. Like I said, it's not like you just walk in and start making payments on behalf of the seller. It's not that. You still have to qualify for a loan, but again, because it's government backed, the loan requirements, loan restrictions, things like that is a little bit lower than what you would find in a conventional loan. And for sure, if you were to go out and get a current loan as of today's market, that interest rate is going to be closer to that 6.5% versus 2.75, which is why, like I said, could save you literally thousands of dollars on your overall mortgage, and for sure hundreds of dollars a month in your monthly mortgage payment by going through using an assumable loan. And so one of the things that we do is we want to make sure that you know what properties are out there that you can potentially get or get into using an assumable loan. So we are able to make those connections for you and help you with identifying is the property you're interested in and something that is going to meet your needs in terms of a new home that you're looking for, but also is that loan assumable? And so once you find those, once we help you kind of make that match, and then what we do is put you together with the loan servicer that helps to facilitate that transition or that assuming that loan. So it might sound complicated, but to be honest, it really isn't. It's about one, identifying the property, two, identifying what the down payment is on the property. And there are ways, for example, if it's an assumable loan and maybe you don't have the down payment that's necessary, there are ways where you can actually get a second lien. Which sounds scary, but it's really not. But basically a second lien to cover your down payment. So if you're in a position where you kind of need a little assistance with that, there are ways to work around that. There are ways to do that. So just really know that assumable loans in this 2024, headed into the summertime market, it really is a great way to go for if you're a home buyer and you're not wanting to pay 6.5%. Now, we do anticipate that come this summer, we're going to see some decreases in overall mortgage rates. The Fed's probably going to reduce that banking rate, which is going to translate into lower overall mortgage rates, which is yay. That's what we want to see. But are we going to see 2.5%, 3%? Probably not. So if you're like dead set on like, man, I missed the boat on those 2 and 3% loans, Not so. If you do get in with an assumable loan on a property that works for you and works for what you're looking for, it is still possible. So I wanted to make this video to let you know that that is the case. There is I'll include in the comments, if you're interested in getting information on what site that you can go to in order to figure out which homes in your area are assumable loans and how that process works, go ahead and just put in the comments, send me the link, and I will send you the link to that database. So that way you can go in there and just kind of start perusing those properties and seeing like, hey, actually, I like this one. How can I work towards maybe purchasing this property and getting this lower rate? Because in the database, you can see photos of the home. You can also see what the interest rate is, what potentially your new mortgage rate would be. So just some good, it's a good place to start. So if you're interested in that, just comment, send that to me, and I'll make sure to get that out to you. But I just wanted you to know, as a home buyer, absolutely can still get those lower interest rates. It just takes a little bit of strategy around. If you're a home seller, that's also a great thing. So if you didn't know this, if you do have a VA or an FHA loan and you're thinking about selling your home, you're absolutely going to want to advertise that it's available, because a lot of buyers are interested in that added benefit of being able to get that lower interest rate. And so for those of you that are interested in selling, you're wanting to bring a bigger pool of buyers to your property in order to get it sold, absolutely making sure that you're very clear that, hey, I've got an assumable loan. This is what it is. Of course, there's a process of ensuring that the buyer qualifies and all that. And those are things that we actually help with. But absolutely, if you're not advertising that, you absolutely should be, because that is a huge benefit for folks in the market right now who kind of in their mind are still stuck, in their mind kind of seeing like, man, did I miss the boat? Technically, maybe not. Maybe there's still opportunities out there to be able to secure those lower interest rates. So hopefully this information has been helpful to you. Again, if you want that database of where to go to kind of start looking at properties, just comment, send me the database in the comments of this video, and I'll shoot you the link so that way you can access that. And then if you have questions, reach out. I'm happy to kind of walk you through a little bit more in detail what this process looks like. But I wanted to share this because I feel like it's such an untapped resource that folks should really know about, especially as we start to go into the busy season, that you can still get those lower interest rates. So that's it for this video. I hope it's been helpful to you. If so, please like, subscribe, share, comment. I would love to know where you're watching my videos from. I would love to know any questions that you might have. If I went too fast, I know I talk fast sometimes. So if that happened, reach out. I'm happy to kind of, again, break this process down a little bit, but I think it's such an untapped resource. And so inquiring minds should have all the data that they need to be able to make an informed home buying decision. So with that, I think that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.